Hello, YouTube. Something guy 912 here, or Lance Hammond, or Lancey Pantsy. It's been a pretty fucking hard time for me to get sleep lately. I've worked 4 consecutive days in the graveyard, and now I have to adjust back to swing shift. So, yeah, found in three, three, 3 hours of sleep. I cannot go back to sleep because my body thinks that I should be awake during this time. So, just bear with me. I'm exhausted, frustrated, trying to sleep when I'm too tired to sleep. So, this video is about Call of Duty. Now, I know what you're going to expect. Oh, Call of Duty is bad and whatnot. Well, that's kind of what you're going to expect, but not in the way that Call of Duty is bad for its gameplay, its graphical ability, its FPS, and usually in its hit detection, because all of those work technically well. The game, the game is by the numbers average. Never, it never evolves on any front. It only adds a few little things that are just gimmicky and are thrown out as soon as they're introduced. But overall, the gameplay works. It works. It's typical and it's cliched, but it does work. I mean, are you gonna say that's the worst possible? I mean, like a game like Day One Gary's Incident is the kind of game that you should get pissed off for its lack of gameplay, where it's confused and it's broken. But at least here it works. But the biggest problem that I'm starting to see come out of the Call of Duty franchise is that it is being it's an indoctrination system. It's a system for people to support a military industrial complex, which, by the way, doesn't really exist anymore and should not exist because clearly it just doesn't work in the times that we have right now. It's supporting that military industrial complex that always keep fighting, and furthermore justify nationalism and patriotism for the particular country as the U.S. Always, when a country like evil communist Russia attacks the U.S., we're supposed to feel, sad for them. Like, we're supposed to, defend their cause. But when America attacks another country, we're supposed to be proud for them when they do that. And that's what this series is kind of, this franchise is evolved into. It's just, and it's been getting ridiculous now. Like, in the past franchises they've released, at least they did countries that we are potentially in good standing with, like Russia and China, but not particularly so that they are willing to just bomb us whenever we're just looking at them the wrong way. But now with a new installment called Ghosts, South America, ladies and gentlemen, South America wants to take away your freedoms because why not? I mean, fucking A, South America would care less about what we're doing. They're completely neutral as far as we know. And then they're gonna do like fucking Australia and the Czech Republic and Morocco even. And then when it gets so ridiculous, they're just gonna start doing countries that could not ever possibly want to fight us, like fucking allies, like Great Britain and France and I think Canada. But yeah, it's been getting ridiculous. And then going forward with that, they're purporting to have this xenophobic nature about everyone. Just like it's like America is on its own fucking planet, and that all the other countries are on this foreign planet, and that we're just supposed to look everyone like a fucking alien from like those ridiculous Roswell videotapes and whatnot. They think it's fine. It's fine, you know, just to see everyone as a fucking enemy. Just you know, close your eyes and plug your ears and speak no evil and whatnot, and just see all these countries just wanting to bomb you at any moment. It, like even Iraq, like we already have a hysterical, paranoid nature about Iraq. Apparently, no one learned how that was used in Russia's favor during the Cold War, when people just started to get extremely paranoid about Russian spies taking away our freedom. Sure, maybe during then, Russia was actually doing that, but Iraq's not in that. And not to mention that that was the sole goal of Osama bin Laden to begin with, was to make America afraid and turn it into a paranoid, hysterical, military industrial complex, so that it would plummet all its resources and just crash and burn, just because 3,000 people died in two towers almost fucking 13 years ago, and people are still getting all fed up about this. That America's so fucking whiny about every little thing, that 3,000 people that 3,000 people who died in a population of 300 million people, which, by the way, most of those people aren't even affiliated with any of those people that died, like me. So yeah. And it seems like, these games are just saying, oh, well, it's fine to be fucking paranoid all the time, because they want to fucking kill you. They just want to take away your freedom. It's taking this from the Cold Dusty, so, people don't say that I'm the original, fact checker here, but he said that it's 8 times more likely to get beaten by a cop than to be bombed by a terrorist. And even then, getting beaten by a cop is pretty fucking unlikely, unless you're probably at a riot group, or there's like something like Occupy Wall Street, and then things start to get out of hand or something like that. I don't fucking walk around every day wondering, oh my god, is there going to be a cop who's going to beat me up today or something like that? It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen consistently, and it barely happens at all to anybody. And it's 8 times more likely. 8 times more likely than being bombed by a terrorist. And they made everyone afraid to be bombed by a terrorist. It's becoming like a cultural phenomenon, like being afraid of spiders, almost, when that fear is pretty much just brought upon themselves. When people start to get afraid of spiders start to feel threatened. They don't see that as, them having their own defense mechanism. They think of that as as a form of, a matter of being threatened, and then they attack. Ironically, people are afraid that spiders will bite them, and when they just become afraid, they evidently get bitten by them. I mean, there is a fear that a spider could have venom, could be poisonous, and the potential you could possibly die. But if you are aware that the spider is not poisonous, which many are not to begin with, and they just bite you once, should you be afraid? No. So that's the whole problem. And not to mention, there's other fucking Modern Warfare shooters that are emulating this idea. Not because they are in support of it, because they know that they can get money off of it from the basic gameplay, like Battlefield, for example. And I'll make another video about Battlefield too, because Battlefield and Call of Duty have their own different devolutions apart from all things. Because Call of Duty, yes, it works. It works on a technical standpoint, gameplay and otherwise. It's not very interesting. It's never evolved, but it does work. It's just merely mediocre. Sometimes it can be frustrating if you get killed on a consistent basis, which usually can happen, but it works. The problem with Call of Duty, though, however, is the subliminal post-hypnotic suggestion that you should be a militaristic, paranoid fucktwat who believes that the military-industrial complex is still a working system, and that you should just bomb anyone who just has any sort of dissenting opinion or is from a different country from yours. And I just have to say that America was founded by foreigners. Alright? It's not like this country was made by the very people who were in it to begin with, because we threw those people the fuck out. The Indians. We gave them no respect, and they were there before we were. I'm not sure, we don't know for sure if they were there first either. They probably threw out some other tribe or whatnot, but as far as we know, when we arrived, they were there before us, and then we threw them out. We threw out the true Americans off that country, and now we're saying that immigration is wrong and that foreigners are just to be feared, even though we were made from immigrants and from foreigners, and that we're the ones who threw out the people who represented us and disrespected their land and whatnot. And he keeps going further back. Christopher Columbus, you think he, treated the Indians with respect? No, he didn't. He made them fucking slaves and whatnot. It's just any time for him to get a benefit out of it. I mean, oh yeah, he found the Americas, or supposedly did, when I guess we could say that Amerigo Vespucci was actually the first one, but yeah, it just think about that. For any of you who do not like Call of Duty, you shouldn't hate it for the gameplay, because oh yeah, it sure just toes the middle line. It doesn't try to get any better, but it does work. It's not horrible. It does work. You can use it to its functionality and whatnot. You should be hating it for, spreading the cultural hysteria, just propagating it and making it seem like as if, it's alright to just keep doing so. So, next video coming up, Battlefield 4.